Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again here with part 2 of cybercrime discussion. And I'm going to give an overview of the impact, statistics, and countermeasures. We sort of went through this in brief, but we're just gonna repeat some of the things so that we remember what it is, so we can carry on with new stuff. So what is cybercrime? So cybercrime refers to illegal activities conducted using computers, networks, or digital devices. It encompasses a wide range of malicious actions, including hacking, unauthorized access to systems or data, phishing, deceptive emails, messages to steal sensitive information, ransomware, encrypting data and demanding payment for release, identity theft, using stolen personal information fraudulently, online fraud, scams, fake e-commerce sites or investment schemes, cyber espionage, stealing government or corporate secrets, child exploitation, distribution of illegal content. Legal definitions such as those by the United Nations classify cybercrime as acts where computers are either tool, target, or place of criminal activity. So who is affected? Cybercrime impacts a broad spectrum of entities. Individuals, of course, victims of identity theft, harassment, or financial fraud. Businesses, SMEs to multinational corporations face data breaches, ransomware, and intellectual property theft. Governments targeted for espionage, election interference, or critical infrastructure attacks, e.g. the power grids. Critical infrastructure, hospitals, transportation, energy systems, risk disruption. Non-profits, educational institutions, data breaches, and phishing scams. Global statistics, 2022 to 2023. Financial costs estimated at 8 trillion globally in 2023, projected to reach 10.5 trillion annually by 2025. Cybersecurity ventures. Frequency. The FBI's International Crime Complaint Center, IC3, recorded 800,944 complaints in 2022, with losses exceeding $10.3 billion. Ransomware. 72% of businesses globally suffer ransomware attacks in 2023, according to Sophos. Data breaches. Over 6 million records reported worldwide in Q1 2023 alone, according to Statista. Regions. The US, EU, and Asian Pacific are prime targets, but emerging markets, e.g. the markets in India, Brazil, face rising threats due to expanding digital adoption. Combating cybercrime. Multi-layered approach is essential. Prevention and education. Public awareness campaigns on phishing, passwords, hygiene, and two-factor authentication. Corporate training programs, simulated phishing exercises, technical measures, encryption, AI-driven threat detection, regular software updates, secure software development practices, and penetration testing. Legal and policy frameworks, strengthening laws. For example, GDPR, Budapest Convention, international collaboration via Interpol, Europol, and UNODC. Law enforcement, specialized cyber units and dark web monitoring, a regulation of cryptocurrency to trace illicit transactions. Public-private partnerships, sharing threat intelligence, e.g. ISACs. Cybersecurity insurance to mitigate risks. Socioeconomic strategies addressing root causes like poverty and lack of education. Promoting ethical hacking and cybersecurity career pathways. So what are the cybersecurity softwares available on the market today? So we have quite a number of them. I'm just gonna briefly say the ones that are the most common. Obviously, there is a lot more out there, but these are the most common ones to start off from. And as you investigate more, you'll have to discover, you will discover more and more, and probably better and better. But these are the most common ones. So cybersecurity software availability. So cybersecurity software is designed to protect systems, networks, and data from digital threats. Below is a categorized list of leading tools and platforms available in 2024, covering personal, enterprise, and specialized use cases. So 1, endpoint protection. Protects individual devices, laptops, mobile devices, servers from malware, ransomware, and other threats. Antivirus and anti-malware, such as Norton 360. That's for consumer and enterprise. Very common. McAfee Total Protection. I've used this one as well. Norton I've used. Bitdefender, Gravity Zone for enterprise. Kaspersky endpoint security. Malwarebytes, malware removal and prevention. And then next, endpoint detection and response, EDR. CrowdStrike Falcon, AI-driven threat detection. Microsoft Defender for endpoint. Sentinel-1, Singularity. Sophos Intercept X. So network security. Secures infrastructure and monitors traffic for intrusions, such as firewalls. Cisco Firepower Next Gen Firewall. Palo Alto Networks Cortex XDR. Fortinet FortiGate. Intrusion detection prevention systems, IDS and IPS. Snort open source. Suricata, TagTrace, AI-driven network. Anomaly detection, VPNs, node layer, business focused, ExpressVPN, consumer, OpenVPN, open source. So these VPNs are very crucial. We're going to discuss a lot about these ones. And also I'll guide you how to download, how to have one, to protect your devices. So we'll get deeper into this. Some of the things just theory for us. Of course, it's practical for our institutions, but we just have to go through this so we have an idea of what is happening, what is out there, right? Cloud security protects cloud environments. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, SaaS applications. Cloud access security brokers, CASB. Netscope, Microsoft Defender for Cloud, Zscaler, Cloud Workload Protection, Wiz, Cloud Native Risk Visibility, Prisma Cloud by Palo Alto, SaaS Security, Proofpoint Email Protection, Mimecast, Email and Collaboration Security. 4. Identity and Access Management, manages user identities and permissions to prevent unauthorized access. Multi-factor authentication. Okta, Geo Security, Cisco, Microsoft Azure AD, password managers such as LastPass, 1Password, Teshlane. 5. Email security, blocks phishing, spam, and malicious attachments. Proofpoint email security, Barracuda email protection, Mimecast, secure email gateway. 6. Data protection and encryption, secure sensitive data from leaks and theft. Data loss prevention, DLP. Semantic, DLP, digital guardian, encryption tools. VeraCrypt, open source disk encryption, BitLocker, Microsoft. AXCrypt, file encryption. 7. Threat intelligence and SIEM, monitors and analyzes security events in real time. SIEM, standing for Security Information and Event Management. Splunk Enterprise Security, IBM QRadar, Microsoft Sentinel. Threat intelligence platforms, Recorded Future, FireEye Threat Intelligence. 8. Vulnerability management, identifies and patches weaknesses in systems. Nessus, Tenable. And then Rabbit7 Inside. 9. Mobile security, protects smartphones and tablets from threats. Lookout Mobile Security. Mobile Iron, Imperium, zero-day mobile threat defense. 10. Open source tools, free alternatives for budget-conscious users. Claim AV antivirus, OSEC, host-based intrusion detection. OpenVAS, vulnerability scanner. Azure, SIEM, and XDR. 11. Emerging solutions, AI-driven security. Tools like Dastrace, Vectra AI use machine learning to detect anomalies. Zero trust architecture. zero trust architecture, Zscaler private, access and beyond COP, Google. Key considerations when choosing smartware. Key considerations when choosing software. 1. Scalability, enterprise versus personal use. 2. Compliance, GDPR, HIPAA, or industry-specific standards. Integration, compatibility with existing tools, e.g. Microsoft 365, AWS. Cost, subscription models versus one-time licensing. For businesses, a layered approach combining EDR, firewalls, SIEM, and employee training is critical. Individuals should prioritize antivirus, VPNs, password managers, always stay updated with patch management and threat intelligence to counter evolving cybercrime tactics. Next, impact of cybercrime on institutions and individuals. Cybercrime is severe consequences for both institutions, businesses, governments, NGOs, and individuals, ranging from financial losses to long-term reputational damage. So, the impact on institutions, businesses, governments, NGOs. 1. Financial loss. Direct theft, e.g. stolen funds, ransom payments. 2. Regulatory fines, e.g. GDPR penalties for data breaches. 3. Recovery costs, forensics, legal fees, system repairs. For example, the average cost of a data breach in 2023 was $4.45 million, according to IBM Security. Operational disruption. Downtime due to ransomware or DDoS attacks. Loss of customer trust and business interruptions. For example, the 2021 Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack disrupted fuel supply across the USA. 3. Reputational damage. Loss of customer trust leads to reduced sales. Negative media coverage affects brand image. For example, Equifax 2017 breach, 143 million records exposed, led to lawsuits and damaged reputation. For legal and compliance risk, lawsuits from affected customers or partners, violations of data protection, laws of violations of data protection laws. 5. Intellectual property theft. Competitors or foreign actors steal trade secrets. For example, cyber espionage attacks targeting defense firms. So, B. The impact on individuals. Financial harm. Stolen credit card details, bank fraud, or unauthorized transactions. Example, Americans lost $10.3 billion to cybercrime in 2022, according to the FBI IC3. Identity theft, fraudulent loans, fake accounts, or tax fraud using stolen personal data. This is huge. This is fraudulent loans. So someone can steal your information, private information, and they can go and open loan accounts in your name using your information, your identity, and then they get the loans. They're not coming to you, they go to them. So obviously they're opening fake accounts. They can commit crime with your own information, your own private information, or tax fraud. They can claim tax on your behalf. They take the money for themselves, and probably authorities will come after you. They'll think it's you who's done it and it's someone else. So tax fraud using stolen personal data. This is big, guys. This is where I'm going to hammer a lot. I'm going to give you the means to prevent this from happening. Yes, this is it. This is it, to prevent financial harm, to prevent identity theft. And also, while you're still under identity theft, there is an example where 1 in 3 Americans has experienced identity theft. This is huge, 1 in 3. That's why previously we said that America is mostly targeted. America, because there's big money, there's people with money there, and also obviously other countries are targeted, but also, and the statistics, they don't lie there. They say 1 in 3 Americans has experienced identity theft. So it's huge, but we need to stop this. This is according to Javelin strategy. 3, emotional and physical stress. This is horrible. People, they commit suicide with this one. They get so depressed. Families, they get broken. Families, when after you lose something, probably you start blaming one another in the family. Husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouses living together. You start blaming each other after you've lost everything. And then the relationships are broken. People's lives are lost. There's been people committing suicide because of this. Some people, they can't handle this. They think their life is over. When this happens, it's horrible. Or they get into depression, end up in hospital. You may recover, you may never recover from this. This is horrible, guys. This is horrible. My next videos you need to watch, guys, and you need to be subscribing there so you can have access to those ones. It's gonna be easier for you to have access when you subscribe to this one. This is only an introduction. I'm gonna get into the practical things of it, showing you exactly. I'll get into my bank account and I'll show you. I'll log in and I'll show you where to go. And every bank is the same. If that bank is not according to what I'm going to show you, leave that bank. You should be able to protect your money. I'll show you how you get to protect your information, everything. But I've got my story coming, like I have promised you. That one is the big one. I'll tell you exactly everything that I have lost, what has happened, how I got to lose that. Yeah, so that it doesn't happen to you. So this is the part where it's big. Emotional and physical stress is horrible. You don't want to go through the anxiety, depression, and loss of trust in digital services. You become very paranoid. You don't even want to take a call when someone is trying to call. You don't even want to open an email, because you think everybody's up to scamming you. You don't want to do anything. You are scared to do anything on the internet. So You don't want to go that way. But you see what? When I teach you how to protect your systems, your networks, your accounts, you'll be so relaxed. You know, you won't be afraid. You won't be paranoid. You know, you will just log in with confidence, knowing that you're well protected. So yeah, that's a big one. So victims of cyber stalking, yes, this one is a big one. Some people, you know, even young people, even old people, get cyber stalking, revenge porn, suffer severe trauma. It's a big one. There are wicked people out there. They're up to breaking other people. So, but I'm gonna show you how to protect yourself and your children from all this. All right? You need to protect them. I'll show you. It's so easy. Private violations, privacy violations, personal photos, emails, or medical records leaked online. This is huge. Huge. So once someone has access to personal photos, email, if you're someone who is well up and is respected in a community, someone might threaten to release these things. So they might demand to be paid a ransom, so they don't release this. We only see it, mostly we see it in the movies, but it's happening in other countries. Yes, this happens, blackmailing and all that. It happens, so you don't want to lose your personal information. I've lost my personal photos. Oh, it was horrible. I lost everything. Yeah, your medical records leaked online is horrible. For example, celebrity iCloud hacks led to private photos being exposed. 5, loss of access to accounts. Oh man, this is horrible. I'm gonna explain to you what happens and what happened to me. When you're locked out of your accounts and you can't do anything, and it's linked to important things. You have to receive important emails. You know, imagine if you were to be locked out of your account. Let's say you were looking for a job. It's an example. You applied for a job. You have been communicating on the email. And there is information that they've been sending you there, where you have to respond. And suddenly your email is gone. You know? You have been communicating for a job, but you are almost to the end. You know? In fact, let's say you got the job. Now there is communication. They need this from you. They need that from you. They need this from you. You lose all those contacts suddenly. You might say, oh, maybe maybe I tried. But you see now there was information that you needed in your emails. You refer back to your emails and look, and you're communicating, you got a job, and now you can't respond, you can't receive. So at that point in time, you're locked out of your email. Now you're worried, now you panic, and you're trying to revive your email, and you can't get your email back at that particular moment. And you got a job that you need your emails, you need to send them, you need to communicate there. But you can't get in there. It's frustrating. And you have to respond to certain emails immediately. And once you lose them, they're gone. Once you lose your Gmail account or your Yahoo account, your email account, it's gone. Everything is lost there. I've gone through that. Horrible. It's horrible. So loss of access to accounts, right? Locked out of your emails, social media or banking due to hacking. Yes, I've experienced this. It was horrible. Yes, logged out of your bank accounts. And you know, just when you're about to pay something and it's crucial and everybody's just waiting for you, the moment you say, I can't pay, it's embarrassing. Small things like that. But still, there is something crucial and you gotta pay. You want to pay you want to pay for your bills. Yeah, they're going to bounce. They'll bounce. You'll be penalized for that, and it's just horrible. You don't want to go through that. You know, I'm gonna teach you how to protect, and that will never happen again. If it has happened to you before, I'll teach you. If it hasn't, it will not happen to you, because I want you to know what you will have done, what I will have taught you. You have to master that, and you have to know what's protecting you. And also, once I tell you, you talk to your friends, relatives, you tell them, guys, just do this. Just do this, protect your account. You don't even want to see your child, your friends going through this. It's horrible, right? It's horrible. So for now, I'll stop here. I don't want to keep going and going. I'll have a part 3 of this cybercrime. So in the meantime, I'll just stop here for now. Otherwise, it becomes too much. I mean, if I just keep giving you this information, it becomes overwhelming, and you forget things, and it's just confusing, you know. Yeah, we'll stop here. Let's take a break, and bye.
This is not a breach of banking infrastructure or banking companies. What this represents in our research is a large amount of Australian citizens who have had their devices compromised with a certain type of computer virus. And one of the things that computer virus does really well is steals things like banking credentials.
So just tell us in a bit more detail about this specific kind of malware that you're looking at.
So InfoStealer malware is predominantly created by criminals to land on your computer and very quickly take as much information, hence the name, as possible to send that straight back to the criminals.
Why did you choose banks specifically to focus on in this report?
One of the reasons that we thought it would be useful to raise awareness is, you know, with recent news around superannuation attacks and credential stuffing, we've seen a tight correlation between the use of InfoStealer malware and using those passwords to conduct these type of attacks against individuals.
This is only a snapshot, really, isn't it? This 31,000 credentials. Where did you find them?
There's things like instant chat, online Telegram chat rooms, cybercrime forums. Think of it like an Amazon marketplace for stolen information.
So if you are one of those banking customers who's unfortunate enough to have had your credentials traded in this way, does that mean that theoretically your account could be drained using that information that's been stolen?
Yes. You know, if criminals have your banking credentials, they can attempt to, log into your account and perform actions. Whether or not the banks would detect that is up to each separate bank, and they have a multitude of different things they do to try and detect that.
I wanted to talk to you a bit about some of the maybe more common solutions that are often recommended to people that don't necessarily completely solve this issue.
Look, I think everyone's familiar with the typical advice, right? Use a strong password, rotate your passwords, use an antivirus. If you have InfoStealer malware on your device and you say change your password, then that malware is going to get the new password that you've just created. And so, it's the equivalent of changing your locks while the burglar is still in your house. For users at home, you need to start thinking about how does InfoSealer malware get on your device in the first place. One of the most common ways that we see from our analysis is, online games, whether it's Minecraft, cracked software, which is software that you would typically have to pay license fees for, whether it's Photoshop or something else. If you've got banking credentials or highly sensitive information you want to use on your computer, keep that separate to, say, the devices and the computer that your children are using.
What do you hope happens as a result of releasing this somewhat frightening information publicly?
This is not intended to frighten anyone. This is a reality. There is, millions of devices around the world being infected by this type of malware, and it's a public matter because most of the infections are happening on personal devices. So our goal with this research is to raise awareness for, the average citizen, so they understand more about how valuable their data actually is and what they can do to make it difficult for attackers to actually take this information.